I told you I was going to buy more Skullcandy headphones.
Don't get hip
Hi everybody, this is Sir Pierre back another day with another unboxing, another pair of headphones. And if you haven't seen my latest headphone video, because I bought a couple of headphones since then, but very recently I bought and reviewed the Skullcandy Hesh ANC. I bought them for the only reason that they were cheap, and I didn't have much expectation for them at all, but I was really impressed. I think they are a very good buy, absolutely worth the money. And when I started that video, I said that they cost 130 euro. I said that was the okay price I'm willing to pay for a pair of Skullcandy. I will never buy the more expensive Skullcandy headphones. But here I am. This is not the most expensive one. This is the second to most expensive one. And I will not compare them to the Hesh ANC because these has no noise cancelling at all. I'm pretty sure. So they have some of the same functions. These also have tile, which I think is great. But the Hesh ANC, the focus there was price-worthy and active noise cancelling that was pretty okay. The only downside with those, here I am comparing them anyway, was that when you use the active noise cancelling, it totally killed the bass. These does not have active noise cancelling. These are focused on extreme bass, which they call adjustable sensor bass, something, skull shaking bass, adjustable bass you can feel, plus personal sound, which means that you connect these to the Skullcandy app and you can adjust the equalizer yourself. So this is something completely else. These are called Skullcandy Crusher EVO. I think there is a version with ANC, and the more expensive version that cost, I think, twice as much as these. These are like 190 euro. The most expensive Skullcandy headphones are like 320 euro. They probably have active noise cancelling. I know that they have active noise cancelling. So these will only be a lot of bass and no noise cancelling, which kind of feels weird to buy a pair of headphones today that doesn't have noise cancelling. But I'm curious about the bass. So for me, listening to music at home, I think these will be nice. The world's best bass. Can we trust that? That is saying a lot. So info about the headphones. I think I will focus on the review here, but of course I will show you. So the Hesh ANC, still comparing with them, had a very basic package, very cheap package, and that is absolutely okay because they are supposed to be as price worthy as possible with all the focus on the headphones. These have okay, kind of odd traveling pouch. Supposed to look like the waterproof bags, but this is not. Super soft filled inside with a small pocket for cables. And yeah, the headphones feels a lot better in the material than the Hesh ANC, still comparing with the Hesh ANC. Suede on the top, got some weight to it. They feel kind of small, but I said that about the Hesh ANC in the beginning as well. Left and right. I think that the cups are a little bit smaller than the HANC. I could go and get them, but as I said, I don't want to compare with the HANC. Uh, the cups aren't smaller than your standard headphones. It's just that I have sort of big ears and sensitive ears. So it absolutely works. It's just that after a while, and especially if there's a lot of bass, my right ear will scrape against the element. But they are not smaller. They are like your standard Sony or whatever. So they are big enough in size. I like it that they have put some touch in the experience. In the material. The suede on the top was cool. Not great for rain, but I'm gonna use them only at home. I'm pretty sure. Some really, easy to touch buttons. And here I'm guessing we have an adjustable base. So that's it for the unboxing. I won't bore you too much with this. I'm gonna go on with the review. So 3.5 cable, charging cable. I'm gonna charge them, try them, and get back to you. So far, I'm very impressed with the app. As soon as I connected the headphones to my phone, it asked me to download the app. The app was very simple to get to know, and this whole thing with the personal sound wasn't only equalizer as I thought. You start off with doing a hearing test, with the beeps left and right, etc. So I know because I have damaged my right eardrum, left. So I was curious about the difference, how bad I hear. And I can see that on the graph after I did a test that my left ear isn't as good as the right one. Hopefully this is just something temporary because I damaged my left eardrum. But I am impressed with the app. The app is very good looking, clean. You got a lot of functions, easy to handle. Once again, I am impressed with Skullcandy. The app is still very impressive. The personalization sound makes a huge difference. I don't know if I can trust it because according to it, I still, even with my better ear now, have a big difference between left and right. And when I do this personalization thing, it gives me the sound that I prefer. And that is interesting. So it works like an equalizer as well. And after I do the beeps and everything, it gives me the sound that I want. So that is really interesting. And the equalizer itself has only 3 steps: music, podcast, and movie. And those are, yeah. So I thought it was going to be a real equalizer where I can choose everything myself. But the personalization thing is impressive. And yeah, there is a lot of bass. Even so I can, my jaw is vibrating and shaking because of the bass. So there is a lot of bass in the headphones. This slider is more or less meaningless. It goes from no bass and the first click to too much bass. Just that little. So no bass, too much bass, extreme bass, and here no difference at all. This whole range makes no difference at all. So no, too much, extreme, just the same all the way here. So that slider is completely used. Could have done that in the app, or have a button with 3 steps, because this feels like there should be like 20 steps or at least 10 steps, but there is not. Nothing, too much, extreme, and just the same. This review ended up being much more simple than I expected. This is a one-trick pony, but it does that one trick
very impressive. If you want the headphones with the most bass ever in a pair of headphones, active or non-active or whatever, this is it. You can get so much bass from these that actually are almost shaking off your ears. You can feel it, shake it in your jaw. The bass is absolutely impressive. But except from that, they are just your basic headphones without noise cancelling. Feels good around the ears. They are not comfortable. Maybe a little bit more warmer and sweatier than your other headphones in this price range. But everything is just focusing on the bass. So price worthy, I would not say that they are. Once again, unless you want the headphones with the most bass ever. But the Hesh ANC, which was much more impressive when it comes to being worth the money. They did everything well enough. The only downside about the Hesh ANC that I wasn't going to compare these with was that when you were using the noise cancelling, it killed the bass. And here, as I showed you, with the bass setting off, there is lack of bass, too little bass, almost no bass. And step one is too much bass, or more bass than normal. And then everything except from that is just extreme bass. So that's it. That is it. The Crusher EVO is headphones with extreme bass. That is it. Feels nice, good quality, yada yada yada. But you are only buying these for that one trick. You probably won't care about everything else around that. You only buy these if you want the headphones with the most bass, and you don't care if the top side is soft or how the plastic feels or whatever. This is it. If you have any questions, just ask me. But this is it. This is it with this review. I don't dislike them. It was just that, okay, there is a lot of bass and that's it. Price here in Sweden are €190. And since I just reviewed the much cheaper Hesh ANC, I would not even look at these unless you want that extreme bass. I have said this already 10 times now. That's it. That is my final summation. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm gonna keep on doing more headphone reviews, etc., etc., etc.